Hi there folks, I'm Colin and I've got a question to ask you before I continue this talk. Have you ever had a moment in your life where you've been totally okay 1 minute and the next minute you just lose it? It's like you're screaming and shouting or you're saying things and 10 or 20 minutes later afterwards you go, I can't believe I said that. Well, I'm going to share with you what actually happens in your brain and why we go into these moments where we have these hot buttons. But first I want to introduce you to the lizard and the wizard. And yes, what actually happens is the lizard hijacks the wizard. Daniel Goleman talks about an amygdala hijack. So what is actually happening within our brains? Well, the lizard area, the reptilian complex, that's all about fight, flight, freeze, works very closely with the limbic system, the emotional part of the brain. And within that area, there's the amygdala. Now, the amygdala sits and scans the environment in our subconscious for threats. How does it do that? It receives information through our five senses. And as it does this, it's scanning. Normally, in a stable environment, we receive the information, a lot of it at high speed, into our subconscious. And then what happens is that information will then process, we're talking milliseconds, goes into our higher brain, the wizard part, the left prefrontal, the right prefrontal, but the wizard really sits in the left prefrontal. And we process that information more. What did I see? What did I hear? Bring in a bit of reason, a bit of logic, reflect on things a bit more. We're really using the higher brain for that. That's in a stable environment. So what happens though when we perceive a threat? Now it may not be a real threat. This is what is so important to understand. The amygdala makes mistakes. It's got this information flowing in and then all of a sudden it may select only a part of that information and it makes a mistake and it jumps to a conclusion. Now it doesn't sit in our deep subconscious and scream to the higher brain, oi, higher brain, there's a threat here. I hear something, a tone of voice, it sounds threatening, because then the higher brain may say, hey, listen, it's okay, I think that person's tired. It doesn't do that. What happens is the amygdala goes, whoa, threat. And it battens down the hatches, hijacks the right brain, and we get a feeling at a higher level. I feel uncomfortable or unhappy about this. And what it does, it prevents information from flowing to the higher brain, and it goes straight into the reptilian side where we fight, flight, freeze. So in this example, somebody walks in, tone of voice, threat. We stop thinking about maybe why they're having a tone of voice. We stop listening to them. We start defending ourselves, maybe saying something to them that's personal, and we walk away going, 20 minutes later, what did I say? And then we have to get out of that damage that we've caused. So this is very important. It happens in every aspect of our life. Road rage is part of it. Even when we're receiving emails, we are very susceptible to amygdala hijacks because the person's not in front of us. So whatever information we receive through email, we can make assumptions, and the next minute we're hitting something back at them, and 10 minutes later we go, oh, I shouldn't have sent that email, recall. That's an amygdala hijack. How do we manage this? How do we reduce this amygdala hijack? Well, sleep is very important. Research has shown that when you don't sleep enough, your amygdala is on edge, which makes sense. We get grumpy when we're tired. So we actually have more of a sensitive amygdala. So it's about sleep. It's about also dealing with stress management, taking time out, going for a walk with the dog, taking a walk with ourselves, getting into the garden, working with mindfulness exercises, just breathing, being more in the present moments. It's all about these little things that we're going to be working with in a little bit more detail. So for now, all it is just become aware. If you feel your body starting to go into this amygdala hijack, you'll feel it. We start getting tensed up. You are simply becoming reptilian. So take a breath, step out of it, do your very best not to go there, and you'll see it'll make incredible changes to the quality of your life. We will talk more about this, folks. Until then, take care and stay aware.